Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Today I'm going to take a look at the one, the only, Alpha Flight's original leader, Guardian. Or is it Vindicator? Because there was that time that, after Heather became Vindicator, then he came back, and was he a robot or was he for real? And then he was for real, but he went around as Vindicator and she went around as Guardian, and that whole thing confused the crap out of me. But anyway, this is an older figure, but a good one. And I do like the paint job and the sort of little bit of sheen on the white there. Pearlescent, maybe? I don't know. But, I was always kind of a big fan of John Byrne and Alpha Flight. I kind of wish Byrne had hung on to the title because I thought he would have done great with it. And it's a different title. It's one of those... Nowadays, I don't think they've done anything really good with it. In its time, it was one of those that got kind of passed around. But sometimes they would hit some really good strides with Alpha Flight. And, I really enjoyed it. But I can understand some people not enjoying it. And, it was one of those books that was like, did enough to keep in business, but didn't do enough to, rock the world. So, James Hudson himself, he's, he got some basic articulation. He's the basic Marvel Legends figures. He's what you've come to expect from Marvel Legends. And of course he has pins because this was way before they started doing pinless so often. And now one thing I wanted to do was compare him with his wife here, Vindicator, who I only wish these came out a little bit apart, but not so much that they shouldn't match up. I don't think. And I think it's a damn shame they didn't match up. Because obviously one major thing is that Vindicator's, the white on Vindicator is just flat white. And then you have Guardian, who is much more pearlescent. There's a small sheen on it. I don't know how else to describe it. I did have the other Guardian. I still have him. I put him in a box though, because this one I thought was a little better. I don't think they've ever really nailed Guardian, to be perfectly honest. Oops. Sorry guys. His face sculpt's pretty good. It's it's a decently solid figure. Yes, reuse in the body, I know, but really, what are you going to do for Guardian here? It's kind of one of those cases of, I don't really love it, but I don't hate it either. It kind of goes either way. I think he could have used some butterfly joints, but that's me. And, he could have stood to look up a little more just to give the flying poses a little bit more to work with there as well. So, yeah. Sorry. Is he bad? No. Not at all. Is he great? No. I really got him because he had the one piece of Wendigo that I needed, and I just went, come on, man, it's Guardian. And yeah, I found him for a pretty good price on eBay, and I just went, yeah, let's just get him and get him out of the way in the collection. I kind of want them to do both of these two in matching colors and pretty much matching outfits. I think that's more than warranted, and I don't see why they just don't do it. Honestly, you can fudge it with these two. You do have the brighter red and the almost darker white. The pearlescence does bring a bit of darkness to it. Not terribly. I think standing apart, they look pretty well. Together, you really notice it. And it is a bit jarring. And, you know, when you do a shelf display, that's going to be something too. So, yeah. I just wish I'd kind of get a standard on the Guardian Vindicator outfit. And especially since this is technically supposed to be the same outfit. Although I don't think they ever explained how there was a second one when Guardian returned and why Guardians fit Vindicator. I think she said she did some work on it to make it fit her, but I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head, because Alpha Flight I always caught in chunks. I never caught a straight run very often. It was just usually in chunks that I would catch it, and it would be, you know, really good chunks, don't get me wrong, but like for the longest time I didn't realize that Guardian had been a robot. You know, I just totally missed that story. So it was like, when I found it, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And, you know, it's weird because, you know, in some ways, Alpha Flight sort of became that underground kind of comic that, you know, the cool kids knew about and were like, oh yeah, I love Alpha Flight. But, you know, a lot of people were just like, nah, Alpha Flight sucks, man. And it seems like there's never an in-between. It's either Alpha Flight is really cool or it really sucks. There's no mad to it. It's extreme reactions. So I don't know what I'm going to do here about Alpha Flight, because I got Vindicator gifted to me. And I did want that 5-pack, but I didn't buy it. And now it's like, do I want the whole pack, or do I just want some of the characters, or how do I do that? And so there's a lot of debate going on about how I should handle that pack, because I already have one that was gifted to me. So I'm not going to knock it in any way, shape, or form. You know, I mean, I like Vindicator as well, so that works. But, you know, how do I get the rest of the team is the question. So, you know, Vindicator, I would give him probably 3.5 stars. I mean, he's I'm sorry, I called him Vindicator, Guardian. But you know, I mean, he's a good figure, but at the same time, him not matching up with Vindicator is a downer. And, you know, the red does need to be a little darker to match up with the comic book. And you know, so that's kind of my knocks on it. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. So that's kind of my rundown of Guardian here. So that'll wrap up Infinite Realms for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe.